Right guys, it's time for another super fun online Kixx PE lesson. So just before we start, like the last few weeks, you need some space that is clear and safe for you to play some games in. You need a drink because we're going to be working super hard, and don't worry, the rest of the equipment and things that we need, I'll tell you as we go along. So find some space guys, get a drink, then come back to the video and I'll introduce what we're doing today. Okay guys, it's time to get all warmed up for our lesson. So just before we do, I'll go through what we're going to be learning today and our learning outcomes that we're looking at. So today's lesson, remember at the first week we did some throwing and catching, but we focused a lot on the catching. So today we're going to focus on the throwing. For our warm-up, we're going to recap what we learned in that first one, which was mostly about catching. So we've got Coach Matt today.
Morning.
And we've got Coach Oliver.
Hi guys.
And they're going to do our warm-up with them. Now this one is called heads, shoulders, knees and toes. So in front of them, I've got a cone and it's got a ball on it. You guys at home can have any object you like. And the idea is they have to stand in our good catching position. So remember, it was feet apart, knees a little bit bent, hands forward ready. Okay, and that head nice and level over the top of where the ball is for these guys. So what happens is if I say head, they have to touch their heads. If I say shoulders, knees, shoulders, ears, but if I shout ball, they have to grab the ball, and whoever can pick the ball up and hold it in the sky first is the winner. Now if you guys at home haven't got enough things to do for this, okay, and you've got something to play against, you can put one ball in the middle and you all stand either side and grab it from there. But we're going to make sure we've got some good distance between us all today, and they're going to have a ball each. So let's give it a go. You guys play along at home. So what I want you to do guys is get something to put on the floor as an object. Hopefully it's a ball, if not, find something else. Get it in front of you and then come back and we'll all play this one together. Remember the rules guys, if I say heads, you touch your heads, if I say shoulders, you touch your shoulders. Pay attention, I might try and catch you out with a few, but if I shout ball, you grab the ball, you hold it up in the sky. So you guys at home are playing against Coach Matt and Coach Oliver too. Are we all ready? Heads, shoulders, heads, knees, toes, shoulders, ball. Oh, I think Coach Oliver was the winner here. Did you beat Coach Oliver at home, guys? Have one more go. Put the ball back down. Are we ready? Heads, knees, shoulders, back, bellies, knees, toes, heads. Oh, careful, Coach Matt. Shoulders, knees, toes, heads, ball. Oh, it was a close one, but the winner was Coach Matt there. Well done, Coach Matt. Guys, did you beat Coach Matt at home? So, you know how to play now, guys. So I want you to do this yourself at home. So if you've got somebody else at home that can shout heads, shoulders, whatever they can think of, okay, let them shout them out. You guys play at home. Have a few turns, get yourselves all warmed up. We're looking to get all those muscles and all those parts of our body moving, ready to do our session, and then come back and we'll go through some throwing. Okay guys, it's time to get started with some throwing now. Just like all of our other lessons, we're going to start off nice and easy, make it harder and harder as we go along. So today I'm joined by Coach Jamie.
Hi guys.
And he's going to help us get started. So like I said, starting off nice and easy. Now for our throwing lesson today, we're going to use lots of different objects, because when we throw in different objects, they all need different kind of throws and they all react differently to how we throw it. So what I want you to do guys is find 3, 4 or 5 different objects that you can throw. The first one would be perfect is a tennis ball or a small ball that you've got at home. If you've not got this, it's perfect for our lesson. A small pair of socks all bundled up will be absolutely perfect. So once you've got those guys, come back to the video and we'll go through the first part here. Okay guys, so we're all ready. We've got something ready to throw. Now Coach Jamie, he's going to use our tennis ball. Now what we're going to do, starting off nice and simple, is start with an underarm throw. So as you can see on the floor, I've set up 3 targets. A yellow target, a white target and a blue target. Now all I'm going to ask Coach Jamie to do is have 2 turns. He can pick any target he likes and he's just going to try and roll the ball through a target. Let's see how he gets on. Fantastic. Hold it there, Coach Jamie. Now, this is the first thing we're going to be introduced to when we're doing some throwing. So the first thing is, you need to decide which hand you're throwing with. So normally, it's the hand that you write with in a pen, but not everybody's the same. So what the best thing to do is, have a little practice with both hands, see which one you're more comfortable with in throwing. So I'm right-handed, so we're going to use my right hand. So this is going to be my throwing arm. Now the other arm, this isn't useless, we're not going to let it fall away, we're not going to let it just go down by my side. That's our non-throwing arm. Now the idea is, our throwing arm throws the ball, and our non-throwing arm aims where we want the ball to go. So this time, Coach Jamie's going to have 2 more turns at rolling it, but he's going to use his non-throwing arm to point in the direction that he wants the ball to go. So let's see how he gets on. Fantastic, Coach Jamie. So guys at home, did you see how he was pointing his non-throwing arm in the direction he wants the ball to go? So this is your first little task at home, guys. Set up some targets, so you can use anything to make these targets. You could have 10 targets, you could have 2 targets. Set up some targets. Remember, we're doing an underarm roll along the floor, but the key coaching point, the key learning point for this one, boys and girls, is our non-throwing arm, if it's your left or your right, is pointing in the direction we want the ball to go. Have quite a few turns, and then when you get good at it, guys, come back and we'll go through the next part. Okay, so we're going to make it a little bit trickier now. So we've done our practice at rolling it along the floor. We're going to go with an underarm throw. So we've got 2 types of throws. We've got underarm and overarm. So we'll start with our underarm. Now, as you can see, I've set Coach Jamie up behind the cone, and we've got another cone over here. You guys use anything you've got as a starting point and a target point. Now, all Coach Jamie's got to do is using the exact same movement with his throwing arm and his non-throwing arm as he did with the roll. He's going to try an underarm throw, his ball or his object, whatever you've got at home, to go in a straight line, but we're going to try and land it over the top of our target. So that is the weight of the throw. So the weight of the throw, guys, that means how hard, how soft, how heavy, how soft you throw the ball at home. So we're looking for a throw that doesn't go miles away, because if we're at home, we might not have that much space, but goes just enough far to go over our target. So let's see how Coach Jamie gets on. Good start, well done, Coach Jamie. Fantastic. So guys at home, did you notice there how all 4 throws went over the target, which means we've got a good weight on our throw there. But one thing I noticed from Coach Jamie, I'm sure you guys noticed at home, was his non-throwing arm. So remember, our non-throwing arm needs to be pointing in the direction. Now, if our non-throwing arm is pointing down, that's the direction we're looking. Now, just because we had that good strong throw there, what might happen is if our non-throwing arm is pointing down, it's not nice and straight, is our balance. Remember that word from the last few weeks we've been looking at? Our balance isn't level because our throwing arm's coming through, but our non-throwing arm's staying down. So imagine, nice and straight non-throwing arm, and we bring it through in a straight line and keep our strong balance up. So give it a go at home, guys. Start area, target area, give it a good throw, non-throwing arm points in the direction, and see how many times you can get the ball over the target area. So remember, we're looking for the weight of the throw on this one. Give it a go. Okay guys, it's time to make it a little bit trickier for you guys at home, and we're going to go from our underarm throw to our overarm throw. Now for this one, if you've not got much space inside, it's a good one to do outside. If you can't get outside today, guys, do it indoors, but maybe make your throws a little bit smaller, and remember that word, the weight. So you're not going to do a really heavy throw that's going to go miles and miles away if you've not got much space. So if you can get outside in the garden, perfect, or even go to the park and do this one. So for this one, I'm using Coach Jamie and Coach Matt, and they're going to be throwing the ball to each other. If you've not got anybody at home to do that to, you could throw it to a target, you could throw it against a wall so it comes back to you, anything you've got. Now all I'm going to do is let Coach Jamie and Coach Matt have a few practice throws, and then we'll have a look and introduce our key coaching points. Let's see how they get on. Hold it there. Now, did you see some really good things there? One is the ball was going in a straight line because they were both using their non-throwing arm. But again, it's not quite high enough. So the key thing for this to learn, guys, is I want you to think of your favourite Kixx coach, Coach Tom. Okay. Now for Coach Tom, you're going to make a letter T with your arms. Okay. So I'm going to have a throwing arm over here, which is going to have the ball in, and the non-throwing arm. And the idea is, if I'm pointing in my direction, I'm going to look down my throwing arm, which is going to be really straight, and my throwing arm comes through in a straight line. So we go from having a T to coming through in a straight line, and we're going to follow our non-throwing arm for that direction. So let's watch this time. Have they made a letter T? Let's see. Hold it there. Okay guys, I want you to give that a go. Come back and we'll go through a few more coaching points. But all I want you to remember is get that non-throwing arm point in the direction, make a letter T, and then bring it through. Great job so far guys. So now we're going to look at our second coaching point. So I noticed from our first term that Coach Jamie and Coach Matt were doing one thing that we look to improve on. So they were making a giant letter T, remember for Coach Tom? But instead of bringing it through straight, they were trying to keep their arm straight and bringing it around. Now remember, if we're doing cricket and we're bowling, that's a good one for you guys to learn, we keep our arms straight and it comes over. But because we're throwing it guys, where we go, from here, and our arm bends up and it comes through in a straight line. So we start as a T because that's going to get our alignment and it's going to get us going in the right direction, but we bend our elbow and it comes through all in one super fast action. So let's watch Coach Matt and Coach Jamie and see if they can do that this time. Fantastic. Guys, give this a go at home. So remember, we start as a T, that elbow bends and it comes through in one nice fast action. Give it a go, come back, and I'm going to set you all a challenge. Challenge time guys, we're going to test what we've been learning today and how good we've got. So for our challenge, you need 5, 6, 7, 3, whatever you can find, different objects to throw. Try and keep them all nice and small so that it's working on our underarm and our overarm throw. I've set up some targets, so I'm going to use some buckets here. See what you've got at home, get really creative with the target area. Coach Oliver has got to throw our objects, try and land them in the bucket. But remember, every object reacts differently. So we've got some tennis balls, which are perfect for throwing. We've also got some light balls, which you're going to have to do a heavier throw. So remember the weights that we've talked about already. We've got a shuttlecock in there, which we use for badminton. We've got a bean bag. We've got lots of different things. So keep an eye on how they react. You guys think about that when you're throwing. Is this really light, which means do I have to throw it a bit harder? Or is this really heavy, which means I might have to throw it a little bit softer? Let's see how Coach Oliver gets along. Guys, Coach Oliver, did he get any in? No, but you noticed exactly what I noticed, which was he making that letter T for Coach Tom? Was he using his non-throwing arm to aim? And was he bringing his throwing arm through? I don't think he was. So what I want you to do, you guys have a go at home, see if you can do it. We're going to have some more practices with Coach Oliver, and then come back and we'll see if he can beat his high score of 0. that's it for today, guys. A big well done to Coach Oliver. He got it in the end. Between me and you, we were an hour at that. He still couldn't get them in. So we helped him out a little bit, but I'm sure you guys did much, much better. So just to finish off our lesson today, we've been doing some throwing. Remember what we've looked at? We've looked at our non-throwing arm. It needs to be pointing in the direction that we throw. If it's an underarm throw, we start off nice and easy and it comes through in a straight line. It's the exact same with an overarm throw. So all you need to remember, guys, when you do the overarm throw, who's your favourite Kixx coach? Coach Tom. Make that letter T, your elbow bends, and it comes through in the direction of our throw. But the main thing to remember, guys, is if you get that non-throwing arm pointing in the direction, you're always going to be throwing it there or thereabouts straight. The idea is you have more practices, the better you get. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to come back next week and we'll have another fun lesson for you to try.